Tips and tricks in animation. In this video I'm mainly going to cover timing for animation. So, what is good timing? Here's a definition. Animation gives meaning to movement. Movement, you say? Isn't that simply from position A to position B? This isn't, however, always the case. In nature, for example, things don't move just in straight lines. And in animation and in the movies, you don't just see a flat screen. You see all sorts of different angles, different perspectives. And this is something that as animators we all have to consider. And to first help consider this, we must think about the object that we are creating. Take this circle, for example. It could be anything from a cannonball to a soap bubble. The audience will only know what it is by the way it moves and interacts with its environment. Here's my first quote. In order to animate a character from A to B, the forces which are operating to produce the movement must be considered. Firstly, gravity tends to pull the character down towards the ground. Secondly, their body is built and jointed in a certain way and is acted on by certain arrangements of muscles which tend to work against gravity. Thirdly, there is a psychological reason or motivation for their action, whether they are dodging a blow, welcoming a guest, or threatening someone with a revolver. An animator has to worry about making their drawings and characters seem real, weighty, and solid, as well as make them act in a convincing way. Now, animation and timing is all about cause and effect. Understanding the mechanics of natural movement is really important for this. Now, I know this might sound really obvious, but for instance, if a heavy object was to land on a seesaw with a lighter object on the opposite side, the lighter object is going to fly into the air. Now, that's the natural reaction, but as animators we tend to emphasize and over-exaggerate things. Here's my second quote. Every object or character has weight and moves only when a force is applied to it. This is Newton's first law of motion. An object at rest tends to remain at rest until a force moves it, and once it is moving, it tends to keep on moving in a straight line until another force stops it. Also, the lighter the object, the less resistance it has to movement, as well as less momentum. However, the heavier the object, the more force is required to move it, as well as having more momentum. Here's my third and final quote. The way an object behaves on screen, and the effect of weight that it gives, depends entirely on the spacing of animation drawings and not on the drawings itself. It does not matter how beautifully drawn the cannonball is in a static sense. It does not look like a cannonball if it does not behave like one, and the same applies to the balloon, and indeed to any other object or character. Thanks very much for watching. I've been Jamie Lau, and I'll catch you next time.